Well, everybody, we're back for some more of my New Year's Kickoff 2023 with another Nintendo Wii U game, and it's Jeopardy! I hope you all saw the last game, which was Wheel of Fortune for the Wii U, in which we pulled off $1 million win.
This is Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player one. Player two. Player three. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories. Ends in U. Breakfast. Biosphere. Ships. From screen to stage. And nature study. Where do we begin, player one? Samuel Eliot Morison won a Pulitzer for Admiral of the Ocean Sea, about this man who died in 1506.
Who is Christopher Columbus?
Okay, player one. Right you are. Player one. As he is the subject of 1918 and 1939 Pulitzer Prize winners, perhaps the books should be read with bifocals. Okay, player one.
Who is Benjamin Franklin?
Right you are. Player one. Mockingbird is a portrait of this Southern writer.
Who is Harper Lee?
Player one. Right you are. Queen of Fashion is subtitled What She Wore to the Revolution.
Who is,
It's player one.
Martha Washington?
Ooh, sorry. That's incorrect. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Yes, player three? Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else? Let's hear it, player two. That is correct. Player two, you start us off. In a bit of table turning, Poison Pen is an unauthorized bio of this woman who wrote a bio of Nancy Reagan. Player one?
Who is, Jackie Collins?
No, that's not right.
Oh, gooey.
Anyone else? It's player two. Right. Player two, choose again. X marks the spot where the musical, inspired by this Olivia Newton-John film about a roller disco, rolled onto Broadway.
What is Xanadu?
It's player one. Yep. The musical Here's Love was based on this 1947 film in which the real Kris Kringle is hired to work at Macy's. It's player one.
What is Miracle on 34th Street?
That's correct. You're out of the hole. A handful of actors play more than 100 roles in The 39 Steps, based on this director's 1935 suspense classic.
Who's Alfred Hitchcock?
Yes, player one?
Yeah!
Right. Player one. A Wonderful Life is a charming musical adaptation of this director's classic film, It's a Wonderful Life.
Who is Frank Capra?
Yes, player one. You are correct. In the musical Legally Blonde, blonde ambition takes Elle Woods all the way to this university's law school.
What is Harvard?
Okay, player one. That's correct.
Breakfast for two.
Select again.
This breakfast meat comes in links or patties, and its name is from the Latin for salted.
What is sausage?
It's player one. Yes.
The name of this breakfast item is also used as a verb meaning to speak or write evasively.
What is the
It's
pancake?
player one.
Oh, no.
Anyone else? Here's the response we were looking for.
Waffle.
Oh, right.
Select again.
This fancy egg dish is said to have been created at Delmonico's in the 1800s. Even then, hollandaise sauce was used.
What is Eggs Benedict?
Yes, player one. That is correct. Player
In
one.
1890, a woman named Nancy Green represented this character, the symbol for a pancake mix.
Who is Mrs. Butterworth?
Player one.
No, who's Aunt, let's see, Jemima Betty Crocker. I'm just gonna say who's Aunt Jemima.
Yes. Player one. Answer. It's the Daily Double. You are currently in the lead. Here is your Daily Double clue.
In England, this dish, bread dipped in an egg and milk batter and fried, is called Poor Knights of Windsor.
What is French toast?
Congratulations, you're still in first, player one. You again, player one. Both Roy Orbison and Linda Ronstadt sang about a blue one.
What is a bayou?
Okay, player one. That is correct. You, an Eastern spiritual leader, or a recognized leader in a field.
What's a guru?
It's player one. Yes. From the Old French for bundle, it's the bundle of clothing and linens a bride collects for her marriage.
What is a bureau?
Okay, player one.
No, a trousseau? Trousseau. What's a trousseau?
Yep. Player one. This world capital is located about 180 miles southeast of Miami.
What is Nassau?
Okay, player one. You got it. These Bantu-speaking people make up the largest language group in the Republic of South Africa.
Who are the Zulu?
It's player one. You got it. Please. An oil called urushiol causes skin irritation when you brush up against this three-leafed plant, Rus radicans.
What is poison ivy?
Player one. Hey, you're right. All right, here with the clue is Kelly.
These spore-producing plants are among the Earth's most ancient. Some species date back more than 300 million years.
What are ferns?
Player one. Right. Player
Like
one.
fish,
Mushrooms have these, but in a mushroom, they're where the spores are produced. It's player one.
What are gills?
You are correct. So the northern fur species of this migrates from its breeding grounds in Alaska's Pribilof Islands to California. It's player one.
What is moose? No. I don't know.
Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this?
Oh, crap.
Let's hear it, player three. No, that's not right. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? It's player 2. Right. Player 2, start us. The freshwater peach blossom type of this sticky salenterate is making a comeback in China's Jilin Lake. It's player 1.
What is jellyfish?
Yes. Player 1. The submarine USS Nautilus was the first ocean-going vessel to use this form of power. Okay, player 1.
What is nuclear power?
Good for you. In 1838, the Sirius became the first steamship to cross this ocean using steam power alone. Okay, player 1.
What is the Atlantic Ocean?
That is correct. Player 1. On a sailing ship, these can be buntlines, downhauls, or sheets. Player 1.
What are sails?
Nope. Sorry. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's what we wanted. Ropes. Player 1. Apollo 15's command module was named in honor of this ship commanded by Captain James Cook. Let's hear it, player 1.
What is the Discovery?
Ooh, sorry. That's incorrect. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's the correct response. Endeavor. And the last clue for $1,000. Before its name was changed, this ship of Sir Francis Drake was known as the Pelican.
What's the Golden Hind?
Okay, player 1. That is correct. Player 3 is going first in Double Jeopardy when we come back following this. Categories for the Double Jeopardy round are Nigeria, Busy as a Beaver, the Comics, the Calendar, 19th Century Literature, and Double Talk. Player 3, you're in command of the board as we continue, right? Beavers have 6 of these on their heads in 2 sets of 3. One is transparent and helps in swimming underwater. Player 1? Yep. Player 1? This 5-letter beaver home may have separate entrances and a carpeted floor. Hopefully no elks. Yes, player 1? Hey, you're right. Of 1, 5, or 15, the rough maximum number of minutes a beaver can hold its breath underwater. Player 1? Hey, you're right. Natural enemies of the beaver include bobcats, coyotes, and this glutton associated with Michigan. It's player 1. That's correct. The coat of arms of this company, founded in 1670, displays 4 furry beavers. Player 1? Good. We return to you, player 1. The Chinese assign each year an element as well as an animal. 1972 got rat and water, and 1976, dragon and this. Okay, player 1. Correct. 2 of the 4 months without a U.S. federal holiday. Player 1?
I have to say March and April.
Yeah, good. Player 1.
March 25th was this day in Britain until adoption of the Gregorian calendar in 1752.
Yes, Player 1. Nope. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? It's Player 2. No, sorry. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Yes, Player 3. Right. Player 3, you're in command of the board as we continue, right?
If you subtract the number of days in 2013 from the number of days in 2012, you'll end up with this many days.
It's Player 1.
You are correct.
Player
At
1.
its center, the famous Aztec calendar stone depicts Tonatiuh, the god of this.
Player 1. No, sorry. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's the correct response.
Sun.
You get to pick it. This Peanuts character got a sister named Sally in 1959. It's Player 1. That's correct. Player Weirdo would be another name for this Dan Ferraro comic that began as a replacement for The Far Side. Let's hear it, Player 1. Hey, you're right. Player 1. Mr. Munster wasn't the subject of this 1975 to 1992 Jim Unger strip. Okay, Player 1. Right you are. In Bob Fave's comic, Frank bumps around with this guy. Yes, Player 1. Yep. This edgy Aaron Magruder comic strip debuted in 1996. Let's hear it, Player 1. No, that's not right. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Player 2. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else? Okay, Player 3. That's right, way to go. Good, back on the plus side. All right, let's get back into this. Player 3 has control.
You'll find whaleboats not only in his masterpiece, but also in his story Benito Sereno and his novel Mardi.
Okay, Player 1. That is correct. Player
In
1.
Uncle Tom's Cabin, St. Clair, Tom's master, is killed. Tom is then sold to this brutal, drunken planter.
Okay, Player 1. Correct. Player
In
1.
Pedro Antonio de Alarcon's The Three-Cornered This, a miller thinks his wife is having an affair with the mayor.
Yes, Player 1.
Good. The last name of the title character of this Thomas Hardy novel is actually Derbyfield.
Let's hear it, Player 1. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Let's hear it, Player 2. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Yes, Player 3. Correct.
Okay, let's get back into this. Player 3, you make the next selection. For 14 years, the Abbé Faria was his fellow prisoner in the Chateau d'If. Okay, player 1. That's right, way to go. Check it out. It's how I refer to my flashy diamonds and gold chains. It's player 1. That's correct. Player 1. The OED defines it as faint or barely audible speech. Player 1. Right. Player 1. Scandalous 19th century French dance. Okay, player 1. Yes. Answer. The first of the 2 daily doubles. You are in the... Here is your clue. In the 1950s, this secret militant movement opposed British rule in Kenya. You have dropped down 2 seconds. The correct response is the Mau Mau.
I wanted to say that, but I didn't think that was right.
Please. In a children's song, Dear Little Nellie is way down yonder in this fruit patch. Okay, player 1. Right you are. Player 1. As part of its 19th century territorial expansions, this nation colonized the Nigerian port of Lagos in 1861. Player 1. That is correct. Known for his satire, Wole Soyinka became the first black African winner of this prize for literature in 1986. Yes, player 1? Right you are. Player 1. About a third of Nigeria's states in the heavily Muslim north follow this Islamic law system. It's player 1. That is correct. Player 1. Answer. The second daily double. You answer. Following ethnic clashes in 1966, the eastern part of Nigeria declared itself the Republic of This in 1967. You have maintained your lead. Way to go. Here's the $2,000 clue. Nigeria's first planned city. It was built in the 1980s and officially dedicated as the nation's new capital in 1991. It's player 1. Yes. Oh, sorry. Player 2. You'll not be progressing to Final Jeopardy. This is the Final Jeopardy category for today. Poets. You need to select your wager. Here's the clue for you. One of her poems says, I was 10 when they buried you. At 20, I tried to die and get back to you. What did you say?
Sylvia Plath.
And this correct response will add how much to your score?
$10,000. Let's see you all for another game.
Did you come up with the correct response? And that will cost you.
See you all for the next game, everybody.
Congratulations, player 1. You're the winner. We'll see you all next time.